How important do you think it is to care for the environment?
Very important.
Very important.
It's really important for people to take care of the environment.
Very important because it's our future.
It's pretty important. It will all have an impact, even if you just throw something on the ground.
It's important to care for the environment because if no one cared for it, it would be like a bad place to like be around.
There's a lot of pollution here in New Jersey. I think we just need to keep the earth clean so everybody can live healthy.
If you don't take care of it, then you're gonna suffer.
It's our world. We have to live in it, so we should take care of it.
It's very important because we live on it, and if you damage it, then you're damaging yourself and other people.
Yeah, it affects us and our health.
The pollution's in the water and stuff is like changing our food. So I feel that like everything someone does to the environment negatively affects us 10 times harder.
Well, the environment doesn't only affect humans, it affects everyone. It's global in scale, and if we're ruining it, then we should at least help fix it.
Me and my friend are like litter freaks, and we pick up stuff everywhere because sooner or later, like if we let this go and it becomes a dump, it's just, the world's gonna like end.
I'm not gonna lie, I did litter a couple of times, but there's other times where if I see garbage on the floor, like I'll feel bad and I'll throw it out.
Sometimes I just throw stuff on the floor, on the ground. Like, I shouldn't do that, but you know, I gotta be honest.
If I see something on the ground, I'll probably pick it up and throw it out.
I recycle.
I try to recycle, but it doesn't work with my family. I recycle.
I practice it all the time, like in school and at home.
They have separate recycling bins. I put the cans and stuff, and I try not to just dump my garbage anywhere because it is important to recycle.
Like, for example, this would go in the recycling bin.
If it can be sanitized and reused, then why not?
Instead of wasting money and using other material and wasting other material when we have the same thing and we can recycle and use it over again.
You see something there, like, is it really gonna hurt you to just go and pick it up and throw it in the garbage? Or is it really gonna hurt you to walk 2 steps closer to a garbage? Like, it's really not that hard.
Yes. Yes. Oh, 10 in a row.
What are you doing?
I'm recycling. It probably wouldn't hurt you to, you know, throw out some of your garbage, yeah? You're disgusting. Matt, this is the garbage can. That's recycling.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just wasn't thinking. But I am wearing a recycled shirt. It's made out of 4 Coca-Cola bottles. I read about it in a magazine, and I just thought it was like the neatest thing.
That's so cool. I've never even seen that. Just it feels like a real shirt, too. That's so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad you're on the green team, even though your shirt's red.
I'm green all the way, every day.
Do you practice the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, and recycle?
Does your behavior reflect a respect for the earth and its resources?
Are you a green teen? That's what we'll be talking about today. Teens going green. Hi, everyone. I'm Jess.
And I'm Matt.
And this is Real Faith TV. The U.S. Catholic bishops, in a statement titled Renewing the Earth, said,
"It is to the Creator of the universe, then, that we are accountable for what we do,
or fail to do, to preserve and care for the earth and all its creatures."
Our spotlight guest, Vince, will tell us that we can all do our part to care for the environment.
And that even the little things we do, like throwing out our wrappers in the garbage or the recycling, make a big difference.
But first, let's go back to the teens on the street and find out if their friends practice recycling or if they are just litter bugs.
I guess you could say most of my friends do use garbage cans and recycle, and I guess the example I could see from that is when you're in a car and you just got fast food and there's the choice to throw the bag out the window or keep it in the car till you get out. And from what I've seen, most of my friends leave it in the car.
Most of my friends are litter bugs, don't really care.
Litter bugs. Sometimes I am too, honestly.
Litter bugs.
We all have this careless attitude, and it's not just my friends. I think it's everybody,
Most of my friends just throw stuff anywhere, and they don't be caring at all.
I have friends that are really into like global warming and stuff, and some people just don't care. They're like Dunkin' Donuts out the window.
Some of them are litter bugs, and some of them are worse than I am with recycling. Most of my friends are really clean, and they care about the environment, too.
Honestly, they're probably litter bugs.
And it's sad.
And it's sad, yeah.
I think they're like in between. I mean, they don't really go out of their way to make compost heaps or do anything that's very like environmentalist, but they don't just, dump their litter.
Most of my friends they do recycle.
None of them are really litter bugs, but I do have some friends that are really into the going green.
Nah, they're not litter bugs at all.
Depending on who I'm hanging out with, most of them are litter bugs, but then I usually pick up after them and clean up after them.
An example, like the beach here, like people come, thousands of people, and they come to swim and everything like that, but when there's, stuff in the water and you see dead fish, that means people are polluting.
Most of the kids, like in my school, they just don't care. There's like garbage lying around. Like, it's not like filthy, but they just like throw stuff, like even if it's just a little gum wrapper, they'll throw it on the floor. Like, is it really gonna hurt you to either hold on to it for later or just throw it out?
A lot of my friends, sometimes they're litter bugs. They don't really care.
Yeah, like with the gum wrappers, and they just like, dude, pick it up. Like, honestly, or like with the soda cans.
Yeah, dude, the soda can.
My bad.
Nice shot. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Let's meet our studio guests and find out if they're green.
Okay, they are Megan, John, Danielle, Kalechi, Gabby, and Mike.
You're all looking a little green today. Do you guys take care of the earth and do you recycle?
I definitely recycle a lot. We do everything at home possible to go green, so I recycle all the time. We conserve the earth all the time.
I try to recycle, like in school, I try to put the papers in a bin. Like, I do sports, basketball, and soccer, and most of the people drink sports drinks or water bottles, and there's so many recycle bins outside or in the gym for us to just put in.
I know for me at work, after I finish a couple water bottles, I either try to take them home and reuse them or make sure they hit the recycling bin before I leave.
You know, when you ask someone, do you care for the earth? It's like you're asking someone, do you care for your home? Because the earth is our home. And so I try my best to recycle, whether it's with, paper clips, maybe it's candy wrappers, because the little things can make a difference.
Yeah, definitely. It is the little things, and I have to remind myself of that. I don't do a ton, but I do have a recycle bin in my dorm room, and in our house, in my home, we have one, and we do recycle. So
I also recycle, even at school, because we have these containers to throw your plastic bottles when you're done after lunch. And I take the liberty to throw mine away if I see a bottle in the trash, I'll pick it up and throw in the recycles.
The U.S. Catholic bishops also stated that, as individuals, as institutions, as people, we need a change of heart to preserve and protect the planet for our children and for generations yet unborn.
Next, Vince tells us why he thinks caring for the environment is important.
Going green means to me taking an initiative to make your community better when it comes to environmental issues, whether that be instituting recycling programs, whether that be, in your own personal household to turn the water off when brushing your teeth, or to go, on a bigger level where you write letters to Congress. I mean, when you take the initiative to make the environment better for you, for your family, for your friends, and for the future, I think that's what is the key of going green. I think it's very important to care for the environment because the people who are around us, we need to be aware that they share the environment with us. And also we have to worry about our children and grandchildren because the way we leave it is the way they're going to get it. So we need to care for it so that they have something pure to take from. I think that when you see little things like trash around or people not taking care of the little things like recycling, when it comes to trash can, recycling bin, water bottle, when you see things like that, it really is about an attitude of change. So therefore, you have to make people aware of what, not necessarily what their one water bottle or what their one gum wrapper does, but what, 20,000 water bottles, because there's 19,999 other people who are doing the same thing. We don't want to think of, oh, well, I'll be dead, so it doesn't matter if the world's 10 degrees hotter. We want to think of it as, I'm going to do my part, just a little bit. If it means saving this little 1x1 square of ozone, it means so much to the future, because in the future, you can't change the things that have already been done.
It's about changing attitudes. We all have to pitch in and do our part to heal the planet.
Next, the teens on the street tell us why they think it's important to be environmentally conscious.
If you don't take care of the environment now and prevent anything from happening in the future, then a lot of bad stuff can happen. Like, if you look at it now, like global warming and with all the littering, it's just turning the environment into a bad place.
I don't want to live in a society like that. That's 20, 30 years later, that's going to be messed up.
It's 10, 20 years and now you have a family. They have kids, and then they're pretty much messed up in the future because of what we did right now.
It will all have an effect on us, so it all comes out to the end.
It's your future plus your other
If you have kids, it's going to be their future too, and you want them to see what you got to see.
Everything that happens now is going to reflect us later.
Because it'll affect us, it'll affect the young people, it'll affect our kids, like it'll affect anybody that we touch and care about.
Because it's going to affect us, it's going to affect our children, future generations.
We're not here no more. We're still gonna have family that's gonna be here, so that's why we gotta be careful.
Because we're going to be alive 10 or 20 years from now, and so are our kids and grandkids. We want to provide a great world for our kids because that's going to be our future, and it matters.
It's just not you, it's the whole world.
Yeah.
You know, I think we really do need to take a more global look at this and realize that we just need to snap out of this, and that it's not just about us, it's about the whole world. So what are some of the concerns you have about our future of the Earth?
One of my greatest concerns is, what are my kids or what are my nieces and nephews going to have? You know, I look around, you know, there are parks in my community, I'm like, you know, this is nice to be able to go outside and be like, oh, look at that beautiful tree, or look at the grass and look at all the flowers. But will they have that? You know, will they get to enjoy everything that I'm enjoying right now?
You know what, my concerns for the future. Things are so expensive to go completely green. Hybrid cars, solar panels, it's a pricey thing to pay, but we would like to be a part of it, but sometimes we just can't afford it.
In the future, the rainforests are all going to be gone, most likely, maybe, because then you'll never get to see all the wonderful creation that God created, so I'm kind of concerned about that.
I believe that the earth is so beautiful, but if you keep cutting down trees, just don't be nothing left to see, and we just got to start recycling and conserving the earth.
The green movement right now is so popular, like going green, going green. I'm almost concerned that a lot of celebrities are promoting the green movement, that if they stop doing it, other people will drop it like a fad.
I actually noticed my mom bought some of the green bags, and I read an article, they actually stopped using plastic bags in all their supermarkets in California, in like one of the cities there, and I thought that was kind of like cool. Everyone's trying to turn and be more green, so I think hopefully with the celebrities, people will start to do it, and then maybe it just might be a habit.
My concern for the future is if we keep polluting the air, that's going to be unbearable to live. It's like we need clean air to live.
The U.S. Catholic bishops really have a lot of cool things to say on the environment. Again, from their statement, Renewing the Earth, they emphasize the importance of caring for the planet.
They wrote, "The whole human race suffers as a result of environmental blight.
And generations yet unborn will bear the price of our failure to act today."
Next, Vince tells us about some of the things he's doing to help care for his little piece of the world.
And what we can do in our part of the world to contribute to the green movement.
In my school, the Environmental Club is a small group of people. We decided a few years ago that it would be necessary to start a recycling program. We asked the municipality if they could collect the recyclings that we collected, and they were only able to collect paper. If we collected cans and other things, we'd have to actually take them to the recycling center. So since we didn't have the resources to do that, we're collecting paper. Hopefully in future years we'll be able to get more recycling done. In our school, each of the classrooms has a box that we decorated so that, you know, it looks attractive. Every 2 weeks, the Environmental Club will go throughout the school, collect the boxes. You know, English classrooms and math classrooms have the most. So by the time we get done, we have giant carts of paper wheeling it towards the giant bin that we collected in. I wouldn't say that my friends are litter bugs exactly. On the other hand, I wouldn't say they're environmentally conscious either. They understand the consequences of what happens without recycling, without environmental care, but at the same time, they're not always aware of it. And I'm not always aware of it myself. You know, there have been times where I've crumbled up a piece of paper in school instead of putting it in the recycling bin. And it irks me. Once I notice it, I'm thinking, I should have recycled that. And at the same time, I don't think that it's any kind of disrespect towards the earth. It's just that it's not always in the front of our minds to think we should recycle, we should conserve, we should, you know, reduce. I think that one choice that you can make to be responsible for your planet is getting involved with environmentalistic causes. If your school has an environmental club, you don't have to join and be the #1 member, but if they have a recycling program like at my school, recycle. If they have drives and fundraisers and stuff, donate some. And educate yourself, definitely.
So what are some of the things that you guys do in your home and community to help go green?
I know when my mom goes food shopping, she uses tote bags instead of like plastic bags. So we bring those to the grocery store instead of using the plastic bags that we have. And also what we do at home is we recycle, is we flatten out the recycling and we tie it up, and we do the same thing with newspapers.
I do the little things like turning off the water when I'm not using it or turning off the lights when I don't need it.
My biggest recyclable is paper because I'm studying writing, and no matter how much I try, I need to print out draft after draft. I can't read it off the computer. So I have to always remember those drafts go in the recycling, not in the trash.
I know for me at home, my family has a hybrid car. So that's one way here I'm able to help, conserve energy. But then out at my school in Pennsylvania, our entire campus is going green by powering our school with windmills that they set up on the mountains, and the wind powers our entire energy bill. So it's nice that we're able to contribute to the larger scale of producing all that energy.
SaveTheRainforest.org states that the rainforest is often described as the Earth's lungs, only in reverse.
The tropical rainforests take vast quantities of carbon dioxide and converts it into clean, breathable air.
In fact, the tropical rainforests are the single greatest terrestrial source of the air we breathe.
Tragically, the tropical rainforests are being destroyed at an alarming rate.
According to Rainforest Action Network, more than 1.5 acres is lost every second of every day.
An area more than twice the size of Florida goes up in smoke every year.
It really makes you wonder if there's any hope for the world, if there's anything we can really do that can make a difference.
Next, Vince tells us that it's how you live your life that changes the world.
And how little things can make a big difference.
I was reading an article in Time magazine once. They had a picture of, I believe it was a Brazilian rainforest, and it was acres and acres of green fields that were cut, and it was some kind of crop, probably corn or something. If this is the field right here, this is how much that was left of the rainforest. And I'm looking at this thinking, you've got to be kidding me. After all of that big rainforest that was there, this is all that's left. This is all that they're caring for. If we instituted recycling so much more, there would be such a great opportunity to keep our rainforest, to keep our regular forest. I think a way to inspire people to change is through education, is through having environmental science classes, through having courses in schools, so that people understand what is theorized to be happening, what is happening, what has happened, what you do about it, how you go about it, how you live your life is what changes the world. I learned this from one of the greatest men I know, Charles Manning. He told me that little things repeated over a long time make a big difference. It is such a great way of understanding how you can change the world. The little bit that you do, whether that be, like I said before, turning off the water, or whether it be going out and doing a park cleanup, or whether it be going into, the government and talking to head honchos. The little bit you do is going to make the world a better place. We all live on this planet. If other countries in America can come together on at least that, the one thing we share in common is this planet and our life. If nothing else, we need to protect that. We need to protect the sanctity of life on this planet as a whole. I mean, war is going to happen, droughts are going to happen, differences are going to occur, natural disaster will occur. However, the less we do to add to the negative already here, the better we can become.
I really like what Charles Manning said to Vince, that little things repeated over a long time can make a big difference.
Yeah, and it really gives us the hope that our world can change for the better. So do you guys feel hopeful for the survival of our planet, even when you hear about all the damage, like the ozone layer?
You know what? I am hopeful because, look at us. We are the future. We're the future government officials, we're the future teachers, parents, and we're going to promote environmental awareness. We can save the Earth.
Going along with that, I look at how the Earth shuts down during winter and how it looks deserted, but then in spring, everything comes back to life. And you know what? Maybe this is our spring that we're beginning to rebuild the Earth up.
I definitely believe if we all just take action and go green, that we can be hopeful and that the Earth will survive.
And this green movement has taken off so much recently, so I think now more than ever, it's time to be hopeful.
Pope Benedict XVI, who has been given the nickname the Green Pope, said, "The Earth is talking to us, and we must listen to it and decipher its message if we want to survive."
The Vatican has even put its words into action to model green living by installing solar panels on buildings which produce electricity directly from sunlight.
Oh, That's
awesome.
impressive.
So, do you think it's a sin to pollute the environment?
That's what we asked teens on the street.
Let's check it out.
Do you think it is a sin to pollute the environment? Yes, absolutely, because it's not like it's your personal property.
Yeah, I think it's a sin.
Yes.
It wouldn't be a sin, it's just human nature.
I don't think it's a sin, but I think it's really bad for the environment. You really shouldn't just throw around garbage when there's like a garbage can like 2 feet away from you. It's not going to kill you to walk to it.
I think that every negative thing is a sin because it's a bad effect on someone else. So, yeah.
It's not a sin, but it's bad, really bad.
I don't think you can say it's a sin, but it's just wrong, though.
My faith does teach me about caring for the planet because when I follow my faith, not only do I care for my family more and my friends, but like it just makes you a better person, makes you happy. You just want to do more things to help out other people and the environment around you.
Caring for yourself is like caring for the environment is like caring for yourself. And your faith teaches you to care about yourself and others. So polluting the environment isn't showing concern or care for anyone or yourself.
I guess it does, yeah, because, God gave us the earth and, He didn't want us to ruin it. He wants us to take care of it, so.
I haven't really thought about that. That's a good question.
Yes, it does. Well, I'm Jewish, and we always talk about, caring. It's called tikkun olam. It's caring about the world, because if you put good faith into the world, then it'll do good things back at you.
I guess, because like God created the world and we should take care of what He created and not destroy it.
In an article titled New Forms of Social Sin in the Vatican newspaper L'Osservatore Romano, Archbishop Gianfranco Girardi also listed ecological offenses as modern evils.
In the March 2008 article, the Vatican stated, we should be aware of new sins, such as causing environmental blight.
Next, Vince tells us if he feels that polluting the environment is a sin.
And why he believes that it is our duty as Christians to take care of the environment.
Blatant disrespect for the earth, I believe, is a sin. For instance, a factory that deliberately pollutes, a river or a lake, that would be wrong. However, not recycling a piece of paper because you're absent-minded, I think you can get away with that. It's important to care for the earth. It's God's gift to us. God gave us creation, and He gave man dominion over it. At the same time, He expects us to respect it and to care for it as He cares for us. It's sort of like the story about the talents in the Bible. You're given talents. You're expected to cultivate those talents and make them better. However, if you just sit there and ignore it or leave it or bury it, as in the story, you're not actually using what God has given you. We have a duty as Christians to take care of our planet, to take care of our earth. And also we have a duty as even Americans to take care of our environment. It's important as a human to know what's going on with your planet. You would want to know all the different things that happen. You want to know how global warming affects the planet. You want to know about the polar ice caps. You don't necessarily have to go out and save the polar bears or, save the whales, but knowing about it helps. It's just important to understand what's going on so that you can know how to fix it if you can. I definitely think prayer and reflection can help a lot when it comes to environmentalism. I think understanding that the gift we have is sacred. We have the ability to change things on our planet, and sometimes we need to change things for the better, and sometimes we make mistakes. But prayer and reflection over those mistakes can help us learn from them. And I think prayer and communion with God and talking and understanding definitely plays a role in how environmentalism can make a quantum leap into the future.
Do you think it's our duty as Christians to take care of the environment?
Yeah, I definitely think it's our duty because God gave us the earth as a gift to respect it. So I think just little things like recycling and just throwing out gum wrappers and stuff would definitely save the earth a lot.
Yeah, and by taking care of the earth, we're making a healthier world for ourselves, and God has called us to take care of ourselves and our bodies.
I agree with Danielle. God gave us this earth, and the earth affects who we are. So if we don't take care of the earth, we're kind of not taking care of ourselves, and we should respect ourselves. So we should respect the earth.
And this gift of the earth, it's a huge gift. It took them 6 days to make it. And I think because it's so big, we shouldn't forget about the big things that we can do to go green. Writing a letter to the president maybe, getting involved in fundraisers. We can't forget about the big things as well as the small things.
I also like what Vince said about prayer and reflection over maybe the times that we haven't done our best to go green, and really take those times and say, you know what, maybe I need to change, or maybe say an extra prayer for the earth. and for everybody to change their ways.
Not just as Catholic Christians, but as members of the human family, we are called to protect and preserve our planet, our home.
Remember that every little thing you do or don't do makes a difference.
The U.S. bishops write, "Our mistreatment of the natural world diminishes our own dignity and sacredness."
Not only because we're destroying resources that future generations of humans need,
but because we are engaging in actions that contradict what it means to be human.
Our tradition calls us to protect the life and dignity of the human person.
And it is increasingly clear that this task cannot be separated from the care and defense of all creation.
Are you a green teen? We want to know.
We'd like to know what you're doing to take care of our planet.
Contact us at our website.
The address is www.realfaithtv.com.
Or you can call us at 609-406-7402.
And we'll leave you today with this quote from Pope John Paul II at the 1990 World Day of Peace.
Respect for life and for the dignity of the human person also extends to the rest of creation,
which is called to join man in praising God.
So if you really think about it, recycling is a way to praise God and His creation.
Nice. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time on
Real Faith TV.
God bless.
All right, guys, everyone put your bottles in here. Good night, guys.